right now on 5 on Your Side at 10.
Cold now, but even colder next week. The brief warm-up that brings a rain chance, and when that next surge of Arctic air pushes in.
A $30 million high-tech fix for transportation troubles at St. Louis public schools.
We need reliability. We need on-time performance.
Tonight, the superintendent's message to get all families on board. Our top story, a triple shooting, adding to the violent start to the year in North St. Louis County.
It's crazy. It's a never-ending story.
Tonight, leaders and neighbors share their frustrations and fears. The search continues tonight in Ferguson, where police still have not located the vehicle or suspects in yesterday's deadly shooting. Thanks for joining us. I'm Mike Bush. Kelly Jackson has the night off. As that investigation moves forward, 5 on Your Side's Robert Townsend looks at how this latest outbreak of violence fits into a troubling pattern across North St. Louis County. Robert?
Mike, in recent weeks, we've reported on innocent children being shot in accidental shootings. Now, teens and adults also suffered severe injuries or died due to gun violence. And tonight, North County neighbors and community leaders are once again pleading for peace. Police say around 7:30 Wednesday night, multiple gunshots rang out in the 7400 block of Halpin Drive in Ferguson, and then gunfire continued down the street. Investigators say a man who died did not live in Ferguson. 2 other men suffered injuries.
So it's not normal, but I'm used to it.
The triple shooting happened near Louise Ganaway's home, where she lives with her 3 children.
It's like all I can do is just protect the kids. That's about it.
Police are still looking for a small black Cadillac with Missouri license plate TK4DE. They say the car has a shot-out rear dash window, a spare tire on the front right wheel, and a missing right side rear view mirror. Police say this was the second homicide in Ferguson this year, but the latest of multiple shootings in North St. Louis County just 2 months into the new year.
I'm sick and tired of it. They need some type of neighborhood watch. They need police constantly monitoring this area because it's ridiculous.
Violence doesn't have an address or respects a border. And so that's why it takes all of us for being engaged and being responsible.
St. Louis County Councilwoman Shalonda Webb says she pushed to get a law passed to keep guns out of the hands of minors. And Webb says police and neighborhood groups in her North County district are reducing the gun-related violence.
It's not going to turn over overnight, but I know consistently we have been making those strides.
Still, this Ferguson mom fears when it gets warmer, the gun violence will get worse.
Trust me, we're going to have it coming. We're going to have it coming, and I'm moving.
Tonight, Ferguson police have not released the name of the man killed last night, nor said anything about a motive. A spokesperson says, quote, they do have several persons of interest in mind. Anyone with any information can call the Ferguson Police Department at 314-522-3100.
Turning now to the weather impact forecast, a frigid night across the St. Louis region. Temperatures are falling into the teens. Some of you may see single digits by morning. Some relief is on the way, though. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell is tracking a brief weekend warm-up. Scott?
And it's really only the first part of the weekend where we get those temperatures to bump up above freezing. It is quiet out at Lambert tonight. The sky is clear. The winds have settled down. Those areas that have a little snow on the ground, especially north and west of St. Louis, that's where we're finding our coldest temperatures now. 12 in Litchfield, 9 out in Warrenton, 15 in Chesterfield, still 23 down in Sparta. 3 things to know here. There's a rain chance late Friday night into Saturday. It's not going to impact your plans for Valentine's Day tomorrow evening. It's after that. And then Saturday, it's scattered. Frigid air arriving Sunday into Thursday. We may be looking at some single-digit low temperatures once again next week. And there's a chance of snow late Tuesday. So we're watching that and tracking that for you. At this point, anything should be fairly light, but it will be much colder than this last system we went through yesterday. Clear skies to start us out tomorrow morning. Enjoy the sunshine for a few hours in the morning. It's cold in the teens. Back above freezing tomorrow afternoon as the clouds roll in. See you in a few minutes, Mike.
Police want local women to take a close look at these pictures. You may have seen this West County man on dating apps. Tonight, this suspected serial rapist is behind bars, accused of attacking at least 5 women. Investigators are convinced there are more victims out there, and they're urging them to break their silence.
Victims of these type of crimes are very hesitant to come forward. And my message today is, I want those of you out there who are victims of Mr. Malley to know that we see you and that your voice matters and you are not alone.
28-year-old Yahya Malley is charged with rape, sodomy, and kidnapping. The attacks happened over a 2-year period at his Baldwin apartment, the most recent one on February 2nd. Prosecutors say he used online dating platforms with the fake name John to lure his victims.
I think that he was using any tactic he could to gain the trust of his victims.
The victims who have come forward, we applaud their courage. And we're here for anyone else who's been a victim of this man.
We've learned Malley was a student at Logan University. Authorities say the chiropractic school in Chesterfield is cooperating with the investigation. Malley remains behind bars on a $500,000 cash-only bond. He'll be back in court next week for a bond hearing. A leadership shakeup tonight for a North County municipality mired by a budget fiasco. 5 on Your Side has obtained the resignation letter for Bellefontaine Neighbors Mayor Dinah Tatman. It was sent from her personal attorney. The resignation is effective immediately. Her departure comes just months after city employees walked off the job for several weeks due to a budget stalemate with the Board of Aldermen. St. Louis Public Schools is making a major change to get kids to and from school. Tonight, the interim superintendent explains why they're paying a California company millions to run the district's buses. 5 on Your Side's Brent Solomon reports that the district hopes the hefty price tag will bring big savings. Brent?
Well, $30 million. That's the cost we first told you. St. Louis schools will pay for the new bus vendor called Zoom. But tonight I learned the district paid $10 million more than that this school year to resolve the transportation fiasco so many parents saw when school started last fall.
It's a new day in St. Louis Public Schools.
It sounds like you acknowledge I think people might describe it as chaos.
Yes.
That occurred.
And we take that chaos as an opportunity to learn and do better.
Not many will soon forget the transportation nightmare at the start of the school year. Late arrivals, some buses not showing up at all, bus drivers walking out. This year, the school district brought in 19 different vendors to help get things back on track.
We are grateful and thankful to them because they were the ones who have gotten us through this year.
But now the district says it's time for a change. We first told you Wednesday a group called Zoom Transportation will take over St. Louis school buses when the new school year begins. The company touts itself as student transportation that's safe, reliable, and efficient. Dr. Millicent Borishade says that's what we need.
We need reliability. We need on-time performance.
One goal is to eliminate a lot of parents' frustrations.
Because we have so many calls where parents are saying, where is the bus? What time is the bus coming?
The new company offers you the ability to see when your child gets on and off the bus right from your cell phone.
And we're going to provide some training for all of that. We want our parents to understand that we get it. We get it, and it's important for them to know where their children are.
She's met with the company twice this week, 6 months ahead of the next school year.
We want them to understand that we mean business.
And part of those conversations involve a strategy to get new bus drivers hired, making sure there's a hub on the north side and on the south side of the city, and then making sure there are enough buses. The new school year begins August 18th.
We hear a big boom, and we look out the window and we see the trash truck flipped over here.
Tonight, St. Louis police investigating a deadly collision between a city trash truck and a car. That crash happened this morning on West Florissant near Arlington in North City. Police say the driver of the car crossed into the truck's lane and the driver of that car died. The trash truck driver suffered minor injuries. Tonight, 2 prayer vigils were held for an Illinois teen critically injured after crashing into an ambulance head-on. The crash happened Tuesday on Old Highway 50 in Breeze near Central High School. 18-year-old Macy McCabe, a senior and varsity cheerleader at Modern Day High School, was badly hurt. Her aunt tells us the teen suffered more than a dozen broken bones.
She had her seatbelt on. Had she not had her seatbelt on, she certainly wouldn't be with us today. She's a good kid. There was no cell phone use. Her sister said her phone was already dead, so we don't really know what happened.
The driver and passenger in the ambulance are okay. Fundraisers are being held to help with medical expenses, and we have more information in the As Seen on TV section at KSDK.com. A fallen police officer from Randolph County was remembered today, thousands of miles away in North Las Vegas. A procession and funeral was held today for Officer Jason Roscoe. He was killed last week in a shootout with an armed suspect who also died. Officer Roscoe will be flown back to his hometown of Prairie du Rocher, where he will be laid to rest. A visitation will be held Sunday from 2 until 6 at St. Joseph Catholic Church. His funeral will be held Monday morning. Officer Roscoe leaves behind 2 young sons, ages 4 and 9. Well, we're just 19 days away from the St. Louis mayoral primary, and just hours ago, a big crowd gathered at Harris-Stowe State University as the candidates faced off again. 5 on Your Side's Mark Maxwell moderated the forum, asking questions on a wide range of issues, including health care, education, and advancing city government. The event was sponsored by the 100 Black Men of Metropolitan St. Louis.
We believe that informed voter is the pillar of democracy, and that when people are more informed, they're more likely to vote.
You can stream tonight's entire mayoral debate anytime on the 5+ app. It's free to download on your Roku, Apple, or Fire TV device. Remember, in the March 4th primary, you can vote for as many candidates as you wish. For more information on the ballot rules and candidates, just text the word GUIDE to 314-425-5355, and we'll send you the link. The crown jewel of St. Louis is about to get a $100 million makeover. The nonprofit Forest Park Forever and St. Louis city leaders unveiled plans today to turn Steinberg Skating Rink into an all-season destination. The 22-acre site, called The Glade, will feature rooftop dining, splash pads, and a flexible rink that can be used in warmer months. The 70-year-old ice rink will also be restored. The project will start in March with a goal to reopen Steinberg in September of 2026. That means no ice skating next winter.
Looking for love in all the wrong places.
I love you so much, baby. You don't love me. You love my gift cards.
Tonight, the I-Team exposes the millions of dollars seduced from online victims in Missouri and Illinois.
A lot of times it's older women who are widows on Social Security.
Plus the tool to help prevent you from getting catfished.
It's a long President's Day weekend for many. Weather impacts shift toward cold Arctic air just in time for the holiday. What you need to know as big changes settle in this weekend.
It's the season for love and, sadly for some, a time of heartbreak. Online scammers prey on both men and women who are looking for love, and they don't just rob them of romance, they run off with their money. Tonight, the I-Team's Paula Vassan introduces us to a St. Louis woman using her heartache to help others.
When it comes to love,
oh yeah, hon, I'm single.
Patty Roach has heard it all.
I love you so much, my wife.
She's good at playing along.
I love you, my husband.
On her TikTok channel,
Are you lonely, Earl? 'Cause I'm lonely.
Patsy chats with online predators romancing her for money.
I love you so much, baby.
Thankfully, she's not swayed by the wooing and sweet talk.
You don't love me. You love my gift cards.
Patsy knows how easy it is to fall for an online romance scam. It almost happened to her back in 2016.
So I went and signed up with Match.com, and within a few minutes, I got hit with a guy. Oh, you're beautiful. I just want to get to know you. And I thought, wow.
It felt too fast, too good to be true. Turns out it was. Patsy didn't lose money, but many others do. In 2023, romance scams cost Americans $904 million. That same year, almost 500 Illinois victims lost a total of $19 million, while 366 people in Missouri lost more than $11 million.
I want to strangle the scammer.
Determined to fight back, Patsy runs a nonprofit called Pink Lady Against Scammers from her home in South County.
Oh, Earl, you're the answer to my dreams.
Using humor and social media to expose the players and help victims.
A lot of times it's older women who are widows on Social Security. The one lady that I had on my podcast was in her 70s, and she lost a lot of money.
Sarah Wetzel from the St. Louis Better Business Bureau says romance scams are evolving and getting more dangerous.
Now there's an angle with AI that's now in the mix and cryptocurrency as well. And what we're seeing with the AI angle is that they may be having you talk to them, but you're not talking to an actual person, you're talking to a chatbot.
Her advice: be cautious of fast-moving relationships. Verify identity using tools like Google Reverse Image Search or TinEye.com. Be skeptical if the man of your dreams avoids showing their face. And never send money, gift cards, or share your financial information.
They don't love you, they love your money.
While romance scams are on the rise,
honey, are you sure that you love me?
So are Patsy's TikTok followers, nearly 30,000 and counting. She urges anyone looking for love online to be cautious.
Okay, love you.
I love you too, baby.
Sometimes carefully crafted lies could break your heart and empty your bank account. A lot of romance scams use fake photos. A company called Social Catfish verifies online identities using reverse search technology. They've put together the 100 most scammed photos list. You can find a link plus information on how to report a romance scam to the FTC or BBB. Check out the As Seen on TV section on KSDK.com. For the I-Team, Paula Vasan, 5 on your side.
Well, for the real romantics, tomorrow is Valentine's Day, and that means a late night for area florists. We stopped by Walter Knoll Florist earlier this evening, where it's all hands on deck putting together bouquet orders. If you've procrastinated, it's too late to schedule a delivery, but you can still stop in to pick up tomorrow.
Tomorrow for our walk-ins will be one of the busiest days of the year for us. So yes, if you have not gotten your flowers orders on the phone now, we're becoming limited on what we can provide for everybody in delivery. So walk-in is always a great option, and we have wonderful grab and goes and scan and goes, so you can actually check yourself out and not waste time in the store.
All 3 Walter Knoll locations will be open until 8, from 8 until 7 tomorrow. And you can profess your love to your Valentine right here on 5 on Your Side. Today in St. Louis, we'll air Sweetheart Shoutouts tomorrow morning. To share yours, just text the word love to 314-425-5355 and be sure to include your name, where you're from, and keep your message short and sweet. Chief Meteorologist Scott Connell joined us now with the weather impact forecast. Warm hearts, but cold nights.
Yes, very much so. In fact, maybe some 3 dog nights coming up next week, with temperatures dropping for some of us potentially back into the single digits. Skies are clear, roads are dry tonight. We've dropped back to around 20 degrees in St. Louis, outlying areas down into the teens. Most of the single digits are farther north of us, and we're steadying out over the next couple of 3 hours. So you'll drop to around 8, 9, 10 degrees north of St. Louis. Metro area in town around 16. South of town in the low teens as well. But then tomorrow, there's going to be a pretty big bounce in temperatures. We go back into the mid-30s tomorrow afternoon. Clouds will be on the increase, so enjoy the sunshine tomorrow morning. It's certainly going to be limited. Look at this big system out in the Pacific here. This is actually north of Hawaii, and then there's another strong system pushing into the west coast right now. Brought severe thunderstorms and flash flooding to the Los Angeles area. Big-time mountain snows, too, spreading into the Intermountain region. That's effectively our weather maker for tomorrow night and into Saturday. So the warmer air takes hold as we go into tomorrow afternoon. We get above freezing. As we work into the overnight hours, this will not impact your plans tomorrow evening. Precipitation tomorrow evening should hold off until after midnight, but we'll see some rain develop, especially along in south of 44 in Missouri and along in south of 70 in Illinois. As we head into the morning hours on Saturday, that initial wave of heavier rain is shifted off to the east. That leaves us with some scattered showers around, and then later in the day, we'll start to pick up another batch of rain trying to push in. We're also tracking that colder air wrapping around the backside of it, because this system opens the door to more Arctic air, allowing it to spill in on Sunday. In that process of transitioning to the colder air late Saturday night, we'll probably see a little patch of light snow. If there's accumulation, most likely it's north of St. Louis and on the order of a dusting or so. But what happens is that colder air starts surging our way as we go into Sunday, and it sticks around for much of next week. So if you have plans for Saturday, maybe you're celebrating Valentine's Day on Saturday, temperatures are in the 40s, it's all just rain, but there's also dry time. Then we have cold days and frigid nights from Sunday through Thursday, breezy conditions, those wind chills quite low. You will need several layers as we go into next week. Hope you haven't put the winter wear away yet. And as we go into Tuesday, that chance for snow. Now here's the thing with that, Mike. It's a very cold, dry air mass, which means if we get snow, it's going to be light and fluffy, and it's mostly focused south of St. Louis. But it also means it could be pushed the whole storm south of St. Louis. So
we may not get it at all.
Yeah. And I want to remind you, tomorrow at your area Hardee's, you can help out heat up St. Louis. You know, every biscuit gives warmth. $1 sausage, $1 egg biscuit.
And boy, we're going to need that
You better
heat
believe
help.
it.
All right, Scott, thanks. Corey is in with sports.
Well, the Kachuk boys put on quite a show in the Four Nations face-off, and the Cardinals are preparing for a camp with Nolan Arenado in attendance. Stick around, sports is on deck.
Taking flight. Card Spring Training, sponsored by Woods Basement Systems.
In just about 8 hours or so from now, I'll be wheels up to Jupiter for Cardinal Spring Training. It will not be a camp completely without intrigue. With the Red Sox signing Alex Bregman last night, expect to see Nolan Arenado in a Cardinals cap down in Florida. If Arenado is on this team come opening day, he'll be one of the few true veterans slotted for a role in the lineup. By my count, Wilson Contreras would be the only other starting position player over 27 years old. Here's Ali on the younger players not just developing, but learning to win.
You have to teach guys how to win, and you do that by winning. Now, will how you get there look a little different from time to time with runway and things of that nature? Absolutely, but the goal is still to figure out the little things and the attention to detail to be there in order to win ball games. So we don't see that any different.
We've heard a lot of highlights from folks named Kachuk over the years here at 5 on Your Side. Dad Keith built his family here, and Matthew and Brady have carried on that hockey legacy proudly. Tonight, the Kachuk boys added another chapter to their family story on the ice in pretty awesome fashion. Matthew and Brady taking on Finland for Team USA's first game of the Four Nations face-off. 1-0 Finns in the first one. Brady comes flying in, puts it on net. It goes in off the goaltender. Third period now. Matthew has to keep up with little brother. He fires one, and that finds the back of the net. Both Kachuks on the scoreboard. They weren't done, not even close. Later in the third, Brady shows off some sick mitts for his second goal of the night. And guess what? Matthew had to make sure he wasn't the only Kachuk with just one goal tonight. He gets his second as well. USA wins 6-1, and the Kachuks tally 5 points in all. What a showing. And what a night for Lindenwood men's hoops. The Lions hosted Moorhead State, were just on fire the whole night. Anais Futrell, that was money. And when Reggie Bass is hitting shots like this, it's just his night. 30 points for Bass as Lindenwood pulls off the upset in convincing fashion, 73-60. High school hoops tonight. Seckman at Ladue. Jack Edgerton is a name you're going to hear a couple times in this highlight. Nice finish for Ladue there. Now Seckman, Keegan Heidert converts a drive of his own. Back to Ladue, back to Edgerton. One's up his first layup with a bit of a flare on that one. And on the other side, Seckman's Mason Burris going to connect on a corner three. The Jags from Seckman get the road win, 65-48. Over to Alton, where the 27-2 girls took on Southwestern Conference rival Collinsville on senior night. Here's one senior to kick things off, Talia Norman with the finish inside. Then another Alton senior, Kyoko Proctor, connects from distance. Remember that, it's important, we're coming back to it. Let's go the other way first though. Addison Muniz hitting from deep for the K-Hawks. But I told you remember that Proctor three, because with time winding down in the first quarter, she's going to hit again. This one beats the buzzer as Alton beats Collinsville 67-27. Big-time college gymnastics comes to St. Charles tomorrow. The Mizzou to the Lou meet includes the Tigers, Illinois, Alabama, and Iowa. Mizzou is ranked number 9 in the country and has some real star power. And the relevance of college gymnastics around the country is only growing.
Popularity in gymnastics and in women's sports it's off the charts right now. And in the SEC, gymnastics is the third highest attended events. It's going to go football, men's basketball, and it's going to go women's gymnastics. That is awesome. I mean, they're going to see some of the best gymnastics and best athletes in the NCAA, and we get to do it right here in the St. Louis metro area.
So if you were keeping track in that hockey game, it was St. Louis 4, Finland 1.
Yeah, I guess so. Corey, thanks. We'll be right back. Members of the Broken Hearts Club can book a night of sweet revenge at a St. Louis hotel. The Angat Arts Hotel in Midtown has a Red Revenge Room. The package comes with a burn book to release past relationships and promote healing. It also includes an aura drawing session and a custom playlist providing a soundtrack for moving and thriving. And members of the Ladue High School Strolling Strings spread some love at Friendship Village in Chesterfield. They serenaded the seniors with timeless love songs. The students were then treated to the real-life love stories of the couples. And one final check of our cold weather with Scott.
Yes, it's very cold tonight, tomorrow morning teens, but the wind has died down. It'll pick back up tomorrow afternoon as it gets cloudy, so a little brisk, but we're above freezing. Tomorrow night, it's just rain in St. Louis, and it should mostly wind down to just scattered showers for much of Saturday. So you get some dry time Saturday.
And there you have it. 5 on your side at 10. We're always streaming on 5, plus it's free to download. Start your day with Today in St. Louis beginning at 4 a.m. Have a great and safe tomorrow.